Alright, howdy folks, and welcome to my plan with me for December of 2022 in my bullet journal. So we are going to do a messy voiceover, one take. Let's just do it for this 20-minute long video. I'll walk you through some of the process and also just chit chat with you about life because I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've really talked about what's going on with Mar. So as you can see, I'm using my new Lloyd's term. It's going great. We're in a good relationship. We're in the honeymoon phase. Everything is fine and dandy right now. So I'm setting up my December monthly calendar here. I'm using a Ritech, I think it's the dual twin brush. It's one of the brush markers that has two sides, and one of the sides is a fine liner. So I decided to use that fine liner side because the green is really pretty. And it matches the green from the sticker sheet I got from my favorite sticker shop, Adriokea. And I wanted to use that sticker sheet specifically for this monthly calendar. I bought the sticker sheet like months ago in anticipation of using it for exactly this purpose. And I fudged it up a little bit here. I can't count, apparently. I have one extra square for my Monday column, but I fix that later in a not pretty manner, but it works. It doesn't look awful. I didn't want to put white out over such a big line. It was too much for my little brain, so I just put a highlighter on the side, and that's about it. I'm using my Ritech retractable highlighter for that part, and then going in with the sticker sheet to decorate the page. Yeah, I've been looking forward to setting up this page just because, again, this sticker sheet is so cute, and I found that these colors of these pens works really well with the sticker sheet. It came together really nicely, and I'm very happy with how it came out. And I'm starting to warm up to December. I've never really liked December despite it being my birthday month, but I'm trying to change that. At least I'm the kind of girl who thinks I can, right? Sorry, quoting my favorite Muna song there. I'm trying to change the outcome of some of the things I can control, like how I react to my birthday and my birthday month. Trying to be more positive, seeing the end of the year as a more positive, fun thing. Trying to make my own traditions and whatnot now that I've got my little family and we're in a place that I really loved. So, yeah, I don't want to jump into talking about how much I live where I live quite yet, because I'm not sure what's about to happen in the video after I finish the monthly calendar. Oh, no, I know what's about to happen. So I'm going to stamp my monthly calendar, and then the last time I filmed a journal with me, if you missed it, I ended up hating my spreads, and I think that was mostly because I just got tired of the whole stamping process. So I for this video I stamp off camera, and I think that helped a lot. Okay, this is a new spread that I guess it's not new. It's a spread that I'm bringing back. Other thing, before I go into that was my swatch book. I use a swatch book a bunch in this journal with me. You don't see it, that's the only time you see it, but I made a swatch book and I love it. Anyway, going back to what I was talking about, this is a habit tracker spread. Woo! It's been a hot minute since I've done a habit tracker, but I've got some habits that I need to build in anticipation of the new year and some New Year's resolutions. Trying not to spend as much, trying to read consistently. I do this thing where I read for 30 days straight, and then I get burnt out on reading and I don't want to read anymore, and then I don't read for 2 weeks. So I think, or I hope, that balancing out my reading by just doing a little bit of reading every day rather than way too much reading in very short sprints will help me balance out how much I read. I think the last tracker I put on this page is scales, so I started guitar lessons instead of just playing around with chords and tabs that I find on the internet. And I learned a lot on my own, but it turns out that the only thing now that my guitar teacher can teach me is scales. I hate scales. I've always hated scales. I used to play the flute and the sax, and you don't really have to do scales the same way you do with guitar and other stringed instruments, but it's pretty important to music theory when it comes to guitars. So I am going to try to do scales for at least 30 minutes a day. I'm pretty much stuck. I'm stuck on C. If you follow me on TikTok, you are going to have to bear witness to me doing my daily C scales for 30 minutes. It's my only motivation to do it. I get to post a TikTok that I play guitar. Cool. I got a new guitar last week. Her name is Joselina. She is a Fender. I think she's a player Mustang, if not a bullet Mustang. She's beautiful. She is such a better size for me. I am not the biggest person, not the smallest person, but I just didn't like the size of a Strat. I have a really old Strat, and the older Strats come with like a solid wood body, so not only are they massive, but they're freaking heavy. So I upgraded to a Mustang, and I'm off track. So here's another new spread. I think I was inspired by a couple people to do this spread. Someone on TikTok, I think Journal with M or something like that. I'll link below. And also the Girly Geek. I'm not sure the Girly Geek does monthly playlists. Anyway, I just wanted to start writing down the songs that I love in each month. Music, as you can tell, is very important to me. And I've been stuck on some songs, so I wanted to make a spread so I can record that stuff. And then I'm going back and I'm adding some flourishes to the hand lettering just because it was starting to look a little plain, and I wanted to round it out with some extra embellishments to my headers. And what's gonna happen next? I don't remember. Okay, oh yeah, this is me setting up the bones of my weekly spreads. I'm gonna fast forward through it because it's pretty boring and the same thing over and over again. I'm still using Randy.plan's weekly spreads that she made, and it just works for me. I love it. Okay, and then like I said, I did the stamping off camera for all of the dates and the days of the week, and I'm just filling out my December calendar with things that I could think of off the top of my head that are happening in December. I know there's a lot more happening in December than I could remember in this video. But for the sake of this video, I didn't want to like have to pull out my Google Calendar and my Outlook calendar just to fill out this for a YouTube video. So I just put in some birthdays and when my office is closed for the holiday. I believe the rest of this video is going to be pretty much full-time journaling with me, except I don't really write anything for the most part. I'm just setting up my weekly planner spreads. So I'm gonna talk off the cuff as if I haven't been talking off the cuff for this whole video so far. Where do I start? I guess I left off talking about my guitar. I love her. Scales suck. I really hate scales. But I know that if you learn scales, you can quickly move on to power chords, and power chords are the cool part of playing guitar, so I'm gonna try to be diligent about it. What else? I haven't talked much about our new dog on my channel. I talked a lot about Diego when we got him at first, but I haven't talked about Tala much. So we adopted Tala less than a week after we moved in. The deal between me and my partner was we would get a second dog if, one, I got my license, which I did, and two, if I got my own car, which I also did. And you're thinking to yourself, Mari, aren't you 25 years old? What do you mean you just got your license? Look, I have such bad anxiety, and my parents were road ragers, so driving was extreme. Like, it seemed terrifying to me just because I have so much anxiety. I don't want to ever be in a position to hurt someone else, let alone hurt myself. And I was so sure every single person on the road would drive like my parents, but turns out that's not the case. Driving is really easy. Passed my driving test on the first try, even though I was like super hungry and needed to pee super bad. I was like, okay, can we get this over with? Anyway, so yeah, passed my driving test, got a car, and got a second dog. Her name is Tala. She on paper is a Chihuahua mix, but if you've seen her at all, she's definitely got some Jack Russell Terrier in her and some Dachshund in her. Like, body shape wise, she's a little sausage doggy. She's got a long body. And then personality and coat wise, she's definitely a Jack Russell Terrier. Like, I keep seeing all these memes about Jack Russell Terriers just doing the stupidest things and somehow coming out of it alive. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Tala. Tala to a T. But she's a sweetheart. She's almost exactly the opposite of Diego. So where Diego hates humans, Tala is super lovable, super cuddly. She will let you hold her like a baby, which is, I love it. Where Diego would like to sleep all day and be left alone, Tala will not leave you alone. She always wants to play. And both of those have their pros and cons. In terms of getting along, I would say that Diego definitely didn't like her at first. And it wasn't like a hostile I don't like you. It was like a why do I have a younger sibling now kind of I don't like you. But now I think they've adjusted to each other. The other day, we accidentally left the garage door open and they ran out together. Like, I chased after them, but they were like partners in crime. So they've gone from adversaries to partners in crime. So I think that's pretty good. They don't really cuddle much. That's because Diego doesn't like cuddling with anyone. Not even his favorite human, who is my partner. So, yeah, that's that. Oh yeah, I am totally in love with where we live. I am so much happier where we live. Not that I didn't love Oahu. Y'all should know that I love Oahu and I miss it a lot. But I have never felt more at home in a place than I do in San Diego. I don't know if that's just because I'm a California girl at heart, or if there's something about like the local culture that really vibes with me, but I've just been so happy. I've gone to many concerts, as you've probably seen on my Instagram stories. I venture around all the time. We went to Legoland the other weekend. Like, it's a fun time here. It is just the right place for me right now in this phase of my life. I don't have many complaints. The weather is funny. Out of nowhere, the temperature dropped, and now I'm running. I literally went from running the AC one day to running a space heater the next day. Like, what is that about, San Diego, SoCal? Why are we doing this? Not that I'm complaining about the cold weather. It was just like, you'd expect there to be a few days of fall where it's sunny and sort of warm out, but you don't need to like have the AC on, run a fan, wear shorts. You know, where were those days where I was literally just wearing like a t-shirt and jeans? Those days didn't exist. I went from wearing tank tops and shorts to wearing sweatpants and sweatshirts. Like in a blink. There was no in between. Which is like the stupidest thing to complain about, but listen, as you may or may not know, the only thing I ever wear are band t-shirts, because they're like 50% of my wardrobe. And so how am I supposed to show off my band t-shirts if it's either too hot to wear them because they're all thick as hell, or it's too cold to wear them and show them off because I have to wear a sweatshirt on top of them? Like, I want those days where I just throw on a t-shirt, throw on my favorite carpenter jeans, and that's the vibe. That's all I need to wear that day. Nope, instead I am bundled up right now, like it's -2 degrees outside, in my own home, running a space heater. I don't know if you can hear the space heater in the background, but I've got a space heater running. The dogs love the space heater. Space heater is their best friend. We're probably going to have to name it at some point because we love it so much. And yeah, I'm running out of things to talk about. I'm in a reading slump right now as I'm recording this. I haven't finished a book I haven't read a single page since October 20th. And it's early November as I'm filming this. So I am in some sort of weird depressive episode right now where I'm doing things and I'm enjoying things, but I'm not enjoying the number one thing that I usually enjoy doing. So take what you will with that information. I mean, the most important takeaway is I haven't read, but I'm also not falling apart mentally. I think I mentioned this on TikTok. Muna's Kind of Girl, which is a song off their latest self-titled album, Muna. It has been getting me through some tough times. Just listen to the lyrics, listen to Katie's voice. It heals me. It heals me in such a good way. That song is definitely a really good description of a lot of what I feel on the daily. I need to talk to myself more gentle. Work in the garden. I've never wanted to get lyrics tattooed on me as badly as I want. Yeah, I like telling stories, but I don't have to write them in ink because I think I can still change the end. At least I'm the kind of girl who thinks I can. I've never wanted words on my body so bad. So thank you, Katie Gavin, you beautiful, beautiful human being, and then also Naomi and Josette for writing the song that has made what could have been a very bad depressive episode not that bad. She's getting through it. Oh god, that is so depressing, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? You take the little wins, you do the little things that make you happy, and you get through the bad days. And that's how pretty much the end of October, early November is going for me. Anyway, I guess with the few minutes we have left, I'll talk about what's going on. So I filled out my weekly spreads, went for a theme for each week. Super cute. Also added little playlists to the week, and I think that will help me decide what my quote-unquote songs of the month are, because I think it could flip-flop between the weeks, but there'll usually be one or two songs that I listen to on repeat throughout a month, so that'll probably stand out, I think, as I fill out the spreads. Am I done yet? No, I'm not done yet. I'm about to add more stuff. It is so weird looking back on what you were doing, and at the time you were like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing, but it's I had no idea I had no clue. I had no clue what I was doing. Yeah, so I don't have anything else to say. I've been talking so much. We went from talking about my guitar and scales to getting tattoos of lyrics on my body. Well, I hope you enjoyed me rambling. Hope it felt like I was just hanging out with you while we journaled. How cute is that? I do want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to spend time with me and see me journal, listen to me ramble, all that good stuff. I love you guys so much. And thank you again for giving me this platform to do this. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Oh, my voice is breaking. Fun. Okay. Bye.